morning, Max.
Good morning. That is amazing. This is the easiest setup we've had thus far.
Yeah.
Okay. We're live right now? Okay. Fantastic. Okay, everybody. Are we ready? Let's do this. I am going to blow this screen up. Whoa. And then I'll share it on our Zoom in just a second. Okay. So before we get over there, yes, I will approve. Let me just make sure I get everybody who comes on. Let me copy the invite link. Just give me 1 sec, everybody. Hey. Let me just post this on Slack really quick. Zoom link for training right now. Can also jump on the YouTube. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, let me make sure I get my outline. So today, what we are going over is. Did anybody steal my outline from the printer? That's all right. I'll just do it on the computer. Okay. So today, what we are going over is really ensuring we're doubling down into two different things. So today is all about marketing for listings to like attract new listings, and then the second half is going to be leveraging a listing that you already have to get new listings. Okay, who here wants more listings? Yes, so bad. Okay, so and it's one thing, I think it's one thing to go out there and be like, okay, I need to attract a whole bunch of new listings, and it's another thing to leverage a listing that you already have. Two very different methods, two different perspectives. There's maybe some crossover there in the actual activities that we're doing, but the perspective is a lot different, and that's what we want to clarify today. Cool. So let me share over here. Make sure I get my right outline up here. Hang on 1 sec. Okay. Print. Oh, printing failed. That's why it's not printing, is because it didn't work. Okay. So here's my outline. You guys will all get to see this, and then we'll bounce back and forth between two screens. So sorry, it's always a logistical. Let me share my entire screen. There we go. Share. Okay. Zoom, you guys can see this, and Zoom, you guys can see this too. Good? Fantastic. Okay. We are ready to go. Okay. So we typically build our prospecting pillars on 4 different prospecting pillars, right? What are the different prospecting pillars that, again, let's focus on the first thing right now, which is prospecting for listings, not leveraging a listing you already have, just going out there, putting yourself out there and prospecting for listings. What are the different kind of prospecting pillars that you can choose from? Let's just like shout out all sorts of them. Door knocking. Yep, keep going. Email campaigns.
Circle prospecting.
FSBO, circle prospecting. Expireds. Randy, would you grab a whiteboard for me? You're the best. Okay, keep going. What else? What other prospecting methods are there?
I saw open house on there. So
open houses. Bingo. Yep. What else? Yep. Past clients referrals, right? SOI, past client referrals. Okay, so yeah, so we've hit door knocking, circle dialing, expireds, FSBOs, sphere of influence, did I already say open houses? Open houses, right? There's a whole bunch, okay? Now, I think what is really critical is to understand that on our team, right? Zillow and sphere of influence and referral and past client, right? So those two tiers or those two pillars are going to be a pillar of pretty much every single person on this team, right? So if we're building our business off of 4 pillars, we really have those other 2 to fill in, right? Cool. And if Zillow's not one of your pillars right now, if you're not quite on Zillow, it will be shortly, right? So right there is perfect. Yep. Okay. So this class right here is designed to help you guys identify or refine those next 2 pillars and to create a structured and actionable plan around those pillars. That results in more listings. Like that is the focus, is resulting in more listings. What are you going out and doing, putting out into the world that's going to turn around and result in more listings? Okay, so it's so funny that you guys are seeing my entire outline right here, which is great. But okay, so you guys can see how I literally will tell myself to say everything. I'm scripted. Okay. Okay. So give me a thermometer here. I need some engagement from the room. On a scale of low confidence or high confidence, how confident are you in your ability to generate listings? Poof, out of thin air.
Double.
Okay, medium. Whoa. Okay, I would say the average in the room is like here. I love the honesty. I love it. I love it. Okay, so what we've gone ahead and done is we've created some, and this is when I say we, myself, Boo, Tony, Erica, Chris, Madison, across all of our offices, we collaborate every single week and we come up with content that we feel like is applicable to everybody, right? So we have gone in and created some flywheels, okay? So flywheels, just to kind of set the stage for what a flywheel is. A flywheel is what we're calling like it's essentially one of those pillars, right? You as an agent get to pick and choose what the hub of that flywheel is, right? For example, it could be open houses, door knocking, FSBO, expired, whatever it is, right? And what we've tried to do here is say, okay, on your wheel, in order to make your wheel turn, you have to have some really strong spokes, right? And the spokes are going to be those action plans or those like nitty gritty things that you are doing to make that hub, to make that wheel turn, okay? We've tried to make these flywheels be pretty cyclical, right? Or circular. So as soon as you're done, you go right back to the top and you get to just keep going and going and going. Whoever has felt like they've gotten a little lost in the sauce with some real estate prospecting stuff because everything is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the time. I get lost in the sauce. I'm like, well, that's a great idea. And oh my God, I need to go over here and do this. And oh my God, I need to do direct mail. And oh, I need to post on social media. And it just doesn't quite feel correlated, right? At least not all the time, right? Who's also had those days where you're like, damn, I am crushing it. Like this month has been amazing because I'm so focused on this one thing. And then you get a client or a transaction that's tough and it totally throws you off, right? We've all had those experiences for sure. Me too. So my hope is that these flywheels, you get to pick them off the shelf, right? And be like, okay, this is what I'm focusing on right now. Here's my spokes, here's my wheel. This is just what I'm doing, right? And I can do these all the time. They just coast, right? We got now 4 wheels of our vehicle, right? Always, always, always. What are the 2 that we always have in our car? What are the 2 wheels that we always have? Zillow and SOI. Yep, Zillow, SOI, referral, right? Past clients, those kinds of things. And then the other 2, that is up for you to pick. Cool? Okay, so let's pop over here. So we'll send this out. So this is this flywheel playbook, right? For you guys to kind of choose through. So starting right at the top, this flywheel, this open house flywheel I'm just gonna kind of bust through this really quick. This open house flywheel looks a little bit different than the previous ones. This is actually based way more around timing, right, of the open house. So this goes through 4 days prior, 3 days prior, 2 days prior, 1 day prior, day of. Whereas, I'm going to scroll down here, okay, a social media flywheel is going to be way more like weekly focus, monthly focus, those kinds of things. Does that make sense? Okay. So the other thing that I want to say here within these flywheels is that there are some that are going to be costly for sure. A geo farm and this direct mail flywheel is going to take some investment to get some really high quality stuff out into your geo farm consistently. Whereas something like an open house or social media does not take that much investment, right? That is up to you guys. We have some printing things that we are going to ship some additional support with actually printing out and sending mailers that we'll get that info out to you hopefully by end of week this week. But just know that like the investment of this stuff, you just got to pick and choose. If you're a brand new agent, you're probably going to pick and choose the social media and the open house, right? If you've got a little bit more money to invest in these things, you're going to pick and choose that kind of stuff as well. So we just got to make sure we state that, okay? We also created a networking flywheel, which I'm really, really excited to go through. And then hosting your own client events, right? TPG will host 2 client events on your behalf, completely free of charge to you guys, all that kind of stuff. But I threw one in here about hosting your own client events. And then lastly, I did put in here for sure this past client and referral flywheel, actually putting some intention behind that. Who has past clients in here? Okay, raise your hand if you got past clients. Raise your hand if you feel like you are freaking amazing at having intention behind reaching out to those people. Keep them raised. Yeah. Okay, thermometer and Mars like, no. Like it's hard. It is hard to do this stuff intentionally, right? So our hope is that when you have these step-by-step things, we can achieve that. Okay? Any questions, comments, concerns so far? Okay. Okay. So and let's who here knows what listingleads.com is? Okay, raise your hand conversely if you don't know what listingleads.com is. Brooke is smiling because she's like does it, where's a sharp object? No, a lot of you raising your hands that you don't know what it is are new to the team. Welcome to the team. Listingleads.com, let me just show this to you guys right here. Listingleads.com. Okay. This platform is absolutely incredible. Incredible. When you go onto Slack in the main Slack channel and the main Perry Group channel, you type in listing leads, the login information, the username and password will pop up in that right there for you, okay? Then you just come over to your browser, type in listingleads.com and hit member access. There's your login and you hit sign in. Okay, this is probably one of the most, if not the most powerful pieces of software that you have at your disposal. But like bar none, it is so incredible. You as an agent could literally come on here and right at this main page is this listing attraction plan. This will refresh weekly, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can scroll down and see the previous week's plans, so on and so forth. This is a marketing platform created by Tom Ferry. Who knows who Tom Ferry is? Okay. And Tom Ferry's genius partner, Jimmy Mackin. Jimmy Mackin is a real estate marketer, right? He was in real estate for a long time, transitioned over into the marketing side of things. He is a genius, a legit genius in the space. So if you don't follow him on Instagram, you absolutely should. Excuse me. Okay. So you could come on here. Let me just, a quick plug for this. For example, Monday is always, let me scroll in here. Monday is always deal of the week stuff. Okay. So deal of the week letter, deal of the week email, deal of the week text. Okay. Let's come in. Excuse me, you guys. Sorry. Let's click in here into deal of the week email. And I just want to show you guys how easy it is to copy and paste this stuff. It literally is copy and paste. Okay. So here's the intro. Here's why it works. Brad McCollum, who's at Real Broker, he's in our, we have a great relationship. He's amazing. He sent this email and got 20 different replies. So they give a little intro to why this works. You come in here, you can copy and paste everything. Okay. So here's who you should target to in this, right? Target audience is your entire database. I'm sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat. Has anybody used listing leads before? Consistently?
Somewhat consistent.
Semi? Okay. Honestly, semi-consistently is still better than not at all.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah. My goodness, I'm so sorry. Okay. What'd you think of it? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was just going to share is like, okay, you could pop into here to, let's go to social shareables. So first of all, who feels like social media might be one of the flywheels that you pick? For sure, for me. Awesome. You could come in here and copy and paste these templates, right? Here's a client success story. It'll link you right here to your Canva template that you can edit, okay? Now, keep in mind with this stuff, it is important that everybody stays within the brand guidelines for Real and for the team, okay? So when you have a template that you really, really, really want to use, please go in and plan ahead of time for this. Like, okay, I want to post this next Wednesday or whatever. Go into TPG Stats, submit a marketing like design request form, and marketing will take that exact template and just brand it to TPG. Does that make sense? Okay. That being said, you can just post stuff, like I post stuff on my Instagram all the time and it doesn't have the TPG logo on it, right? So you can take the content and still do it. So don't let the branding be a roadblock to actually posting it. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm just saying, don't post something that has this entirely separate brand when we got to stay within the brand guidelines here. Content, yes. Brand, if you're posting something branded, make sure it's branded like with Real and TPG. Good thermometer on that one? Solid. Okay, fantastic. So when you are, I'm about to dive into the flywheels and go back through that, and we'll open up some dialogue about when and how to apply this, all of that kind of stuff. But I just want to highlight that when we're talking about within those flywheels, when it's talking about, okay, send out a monthly market update or something like that, and you need some language, or say you're geofarming and it's like, send out a CMA, basically like a CMA solicitation. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we want the update, the value of your home. You can come right into here into direct mail templates and find that FSBO letter for a CMA offer right here. Okay? Cool? We see how these are combined. Okay, thank God. Now tell all your friends about listing leads on the team, because still people don't know about it, but it's right there, right at your fingertips. Okay? Cool. Thoughts? Amazing? Good? Okay. Zoom, how we doing? We okay? Okay. Okay. Who feels like they have their two? Remember, we've got Zillow, Sphere of Influence, and open. The other two pillars are open. Who feels like they have a really, really good idea of what their other two pillars are, or two flywheels are? Justin, what are they?
I'm going to say it.
Yep.
I think for us, open house is one, and then I think the second one is more like networking events.
Networking events. Love that. Okay, cool. Alec, you have
Yeah, I was going to say open house.
open houses and social media. Anybody else? Yes. Door knocking and open houses. Cool. Keep shouting them out. Open houses and door knocking. Gail, what you got? Nice. Like to FSBO expired? Yeah, like a geo farm. Yeah. 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 Nice, cool. Yeah, absolutely. So Gail, for those on Zoom, Gail's saying that she's focusing on some cold calling stuff in and around her general area. So it sounds like it's cold calling for the purpose of creating a little bit of a geo farm. So we've got one in there for that, for sure. Okay, anybody else? Darren, what are your wheels that you focus on? You're so Zillow, and I'm just curious as. Yep. Nice. For past clients? Nice. So gift giving. Love it. Yeah. Nice. I love that. Cool. I love that. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to start from the bottom here, I think, and work my way up. Cool. So let's go into this past client referral flywheel right here. So even if you don't have past clients, you can still start to build a referral network for sure, right? So each one of these flywheels is going to have a setup. Okay, so the setup for this is we got to segment our past clients or our network. Ideally, we're identifying top referrers or like most engaged people, right? Who do you find that is engaging with your social media the most? Who do you find that's like who do you feel like when real estate comes up, your name is the first name that comes out of their mouth? Like that's the person, right? Top 50 or like creating your 50 SOI list. You know what I mean? Like that really feeds into here. Okay. Okay, let's get right here into the flywheel cycle. So quarterly check-ins, call, text, message, past clients with a genuine touch point. No sales pitch. Darren just said that, right? Where he was like, hey, you want to go to lunch? You want to go to Lake Effect with me tonight? Like just staying in front of people. He said he's sending out crumble cookies 2 to 3 times a week to people in his network, right? Again, just staying in front of people in any way possible. Hey, thinking about you. Here's some delicious, sugary, fattening cookies. I know I would like to receive that. Yep. Okay. Provide value beyond just real estate. So you could send personalized market updates, community insights, or home maintenance tips. Anybody feel like they're really good at sending home maintenance tips? Change your air filters. Greg's good. How does he just like? Yeah. Yes. I love it. I love it. Okay. Invite people to your client appreciation events. Post public recognition on social media. I just did this last night. I got a referral and I was like, as I was crafting this, I was like, that's a really good idea. I'm going to tag my past client who sent me this referral. And he immediately is like, this is so exciting. Like, I can't wait to follow along. You know what I mean? And I'm also going to send you my general manager at Subaru. Like, I'm going to send you like, it just resulted one post, you know what I mean? And we have a great relationship, but like the actual recognition of it helps to make him feel really valuable. And also other people, I imagine it hopefully in my network are now thinking, oh, wow, cool. I want to be a part of that. Yeah. Anybody have a story around that? Anybody's done that before? No? Who wants to do that? I'm literally going to do it all the time. Yeah.
So we had a client and we showed them a few houses. They decided to rent, but I connected with her really well, and we ended up following each other on social media, and I think that's really helped. Like we're going to Pilates together, just like being in front, even though they didn't buy a house. When they do, you're gonna be the first one.
Totally.
Yeah, like take them in as a friend.
Take them as a friend.
They turn into a client.
Yeah.
One thing Dustin and I have done this year, since we're like doing it together now, when we've really connected with a client, we'll take them out to like, instead of getting like a closing gift, we'll take them out to like Bruce Fritz or like a super nice restaurant and keep like build that connection and keep
Yeah.
like
That's actually a good idea.
just like
more
be like their
personal.
friend.
That's a really, really good idea. I think maybe I should have had this on the whole time. Wait, but that's a really good idea because
We wait like a month or a month and a half until after the close, so it's not like right away.
Yeah,
but
feels way more personal, honestly, than like a kid.
Sometimes I feel like, I don't know if you guys have felt this way, but I know I felt this way where it's like when you close a client, sometimes it's hard to bridge, to like transition it from business into actual friendship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's a really great way to be like, no, we're actually gonna go as my closing gift. We're gonna go have an experience where we're gonna sit down and we're gonna order drinks or we're gonna order this. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Like that's a I love that. I
And
love that.
Like, there's always those clients that you don't vibe with, you know? And you're
Yes.
like, okay, you can't take them out. But the ones that we don't, I don't do it because I'm like, I function that, but Dustin does like a private plane ride and flies over their house with them. So it's like an
What?
experience.
That is so cool.
Yeah. He like found a, I know, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But you can
Wait.
do it. So having like an experience. is
Wait,
like-
wait, 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 wait.
I don't fly.
Are you a pilot?
No, I don't fly.
I was like, I'm not getting in that plane.
Having something to do with them, even if it's like those awkward clients that you don't
Wow.
connect with.
Interesting.
Like kids still enjoy that. Yeah.
Zoom, can you guys hear what we're talking about? Joe, give me a thumbs up if you can hear them. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's keep jamming. Okay, so one thing that I think is really, really, really critical with your referrals, past client referrals, is ask for introductions, not just referrals. Okay, so say, who do you know, right? Who do you know instead of, do you know of anybody looking to buy or sell? Who do you know? Throw me in a group text, right? Reward the group text them separately and say, oh my God, thank you so much. This is so awesome. I'm so excited to take care of your people. And then send them a gift to their house immediately. Whether that person closes or not, doesn't matter. You're rewarding the behavior, okay? Consistent gratitude and follow-up. So I love this, like sending handwritten notes, small gifts, or like personalized video messages or anything like that. And then you repeat and scale. Okay, so that's the whole, now we're at the bottom of our first flywheel. The whole purpose of this is to get to the bottom and you go right back to the top, repeat and scale it, repeat and scale it, repeat and scale it, okay? Okay. Okay, just for the sake of time, is there one in here that you guys are really wanting to go through? Because I do want to get into leveraging a listing that you already have as well. Is there one in here that is like, okay, let's jam on that one. Here's geofarming and direct mail. There's networking down low, social media, and then this open house flywheel. Social media. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so one of the most difficult things, I've chatted with a lot of people who do social media really, really well, Haley Green being one of them on our team. One of the most difficult things about social media is and even somebody, who follows Haley on Instagram? She's fantastic, so good, right? Even Haley doesn't have a weekly plan that she follows, right? She just posts constantly, right? So I think first and foremost, the main message here is just start posting. Just start posting. You don't have to have a weekly plan in order to start, right? Just start posting, okay? Eventually, if you could, right here, we'll start at the top, make a weekly post schedule or just roughly, you guys remember this listingleads.com? Here's your weekly schedule, you know what I mean, right? Or like here's like an example of a weekly schedule. So if you could get something where it's like, okay, on Mondays, I always post a deal of the week. On Thursdays, or, I always highlight a home or something like that. You know what I mean? Even something like that, okay? One of the most critical pieces about social media, this flywheel, is engagement with your community and interacting with people. So comment on local pages, answer your DMs, but tag businesses to increase your visibility. If you are at a coffee shop or if you stop over at like some restaurant or whatever, like find them on social media and tag them and say like, quick stop into lunch here or whatever, right? Like tag that business in that post or in that story so that way other people can start to see it. Who's ever gone into like, oh, this person tagged this, I want to see where that restaurant is or where that coffee shop is. I do that all the time. I'm like, where's that? That sounds great. Okay, so be that person that shows up on their social media. Stories, reels, and live video. Okay, so daily short form video about, you could do it about market trends, you could do it about home buying tips, you could do it about neighborhood insights. Has anybody ever posted their daily schedule on social? Like, here's what I'm getting into today. Kendall? Alec? Okay. I saw Haley does it all the time. Sydney Ford does it all the time. God, there's a couple other people on the team, but they do it really, really, really consistently. Okay, story time for me personally. I started posting my daily schedule at the beginning of the year, and I'll do it like maybe once or twice a week. There was like I like really went off the rails and stopped doing it entirely in February. But I was like pretty consistent about it throughout January, and I'm starting to get back on it. In January, I got 3 referrals, 1 buy sell, another buy sell, and another purchase, just from doing that. People, yeah. Yes. People, yeah. Yes, or like to the highlights of the day. Yeah, so like today I'll post one, and it doesn't matter if it's at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. Like, you'll see people also, they'll be like, okay, here's what or I'll post it in the middle of the day, and the bullet point list, the first half of it has green check boxes next to it, and the next half is just bullet points, indicating I still have all of this left to do. One of the coolest things I think about this and why this works really well is that everybody, there's so many reality TV shows about real estate. It's all glitz and glam, and you know what I mean, and people want to see your work. They want to see your worth. You know what I mean? They want to see what you are actually doing, and how you are, even if it's only a couple times a week that you're doing it, they want to see you actually grinding, right? So, throw some personal stuff in there too. It doesn't all have to be on real estate. Like, I'll be like, I started the day off with 3 miles with Maple. Best way to start the day. And then I'm going into, oh, sorry, I disconnected from Zoom. Are we back? Can you guys hear me? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Alec.
No, I was gonna say, like, I was talking to some people at the tubing event that we did, and I think it's like kind of fun to like leverage the Perry group as like this sort of like exclusive team that we're on, even though
Yeah.
like we're all on this, it's like very normal. Like, we're all like very normal people, but like if you can leverage that to make it look like extremely exclusive, or like, you know, our daily life looks much different than your other real estate agents,
Yes.
right? Like, if you can make it look like, for lack of a better word, like glamorous in some kind of way, like people kind of are interested in that. Like, they want to see, like, they don't want to see, you know, whatever, the Simpson guy.
Yeah.
You know, your classic real estate agent. They want to see like the new real estate agent, which I think is
Totally.
what the Perry group is leveraging.
Yes, and I think it's glamour, is glamorizing a word?
Yeah,
Glamorizing the grind.
totally. That's exactly what
Here.
it is. Yeah.
Glamorize your grind.
Like,
You
we
know what I
have a
mean?
Cool office, like, take pictures while
Gotta
you're
be careful
here,
where I say that.
post it. It's like, it's very easy to make this look better than it is, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
great.
absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So we're talking about weekly, let's, to summarize where we're at, weekly post schedule, engage with your community, tag a whole bunch of people, post some stories and some reels, glamorize the grind, okay? One of the most impactful things that you can do is create lead magnets. So offer home value reports, downloadable seller guides, or exclusive listing previews to capture leads. Right here, okay, what we want you guys to think about engagement. So don't just post a video of a home, post a video of a home and say, guess the list price, and have a whole bunch of list prices in there. Do a sliding scale. Would you live here, right? Ask all sorts of those engagement questions to get people to start responding to you. The more people respond to you and the more you engage with everybody else, the higher your visibility becomes, right? You legit will go to the top of their feed every single time. Okay, so think engagement, engagement, engagement. Of course, we're responding to every single engaged follower. So when they click a button on it, right? In an ideal world, you're saying, solid guess, it was, I know you saw that it was actually this price. You know what I mean? Like something like that. In an ideal world, you are responding not to people that slide into your DMs about it, but the people that push those buttons or slide the scale too. Okay? Sometimes that's going to be easier than, it's easier said than done, but that would be the ideal response. Okay? Okay. A call to action right here is also a really, 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 really solid thing to start to incorporate. So like something like drop your email here, right? Drop your email in this box for my whatever seller guide or home buying guide, which you can go onto TPG Stats and download a PDF of those home buyer guides and then just start dropping them to people. You can add a link and say, here's a link to my buying a home guide. You know what I mean? Right? Has anybody seen people do that? Do it yourself. Totally.
Put your home buyer guide.
Yep, in your link tree, for sure. Yes, definitely have a link tree. Okay. Then optional right here, retargeting or running some paid ads on this. You can run ads targeted to warm audiences, your engaged users, yada, yada, yada. This would obviously be really, really applicable when you have, like, for example, if say open houses, social media and open houses, you could run an ad around an open house that you're doing, right? You could run an ad that's, I don't know, $15, $20, right? For a certain amount of days and just set it like that. Cool. Or you could, of course, do it around a listing that you have, right? Or that your team has. Cool. Okay. But then you just go right back to the top and you just keep cranking. Just keep cranking. Okay. Sweet. Okay. The last thing that I do want to just quickly go through here. If I were to restart as a brand new agent right now, open houses would be my prospecting method for sure. Open houses like this prospecting method, like this flywheel. Like this is what I would be doing. This in social media. I know Dustin, I mean, you guys said those are your main, or you said networking, but like there's a lot of crossover with these flywheels too. So for example, if you're geo farming, right, with a geo farm, you're probably going to want to do some open houses within your geo farm. But just because you're doing open houses doesn't mean you're geo farming. Does that make sense? A lot of crossover with those topics. Okay. So this flywheel right here, this is what I would be doing if I were a full-time or brand new agent right now. One of the coolest pieces about this flywheel right here is, excuse me, what's the main focus of an open house? Like, what's your purpose for being there? To draw attention to the house? Yep. And you? Yep. Okay, get new clients? What's that? To meet unrepresented clients? Yep. Okay, so what is a strategic way for you to, how do you capture that? Other than being the most warm and exciting and friendly person ever, right? How can we turn that from a stranger, like, ooh, I really like you, you know what I mean, to, no, now we're actually working together? What are some things that come to mind? Yes.
We actually just got somebody under contract that we met at an open house. And one way that we, got a lot of contacts, because I feel like a lot of the times people don't really want to fill out those sheets. So first you like build personal connection, but one way we got this guy to like trust us and work with us is we were like, oh, we have off markets in the area, we can text you the info. So that's what we did, and now we have him under contract. So I think knowing, like, even before you have an open house, you reach out to like Slack and like, are there any off markets
Yes.
in this area? Because then you can get contacts, text them, and then you show like your value.
Yes, 100%. So that's right. So right here. So ideally, you have your open house set up at least 4 days in advance. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and I just want to bust through this really quick. Okay. So 4 days before, you're researching that listing. Go in and film social media content a couple days beforehand, 4 days beforehand. Okay. Get the marketing release form signed. I'll link that in here. Okay. 3 days beforehand, you learn the area and other listings. So say, hey, does anybody have any listings around this area coming up? What does this actually look like? Call those agents of those nearby listings. Okay. Determine their status, their price. Are they doing a price drop upcoming, right? Like study and learn that little area. This is probably a couple hours of work, right? Max. Request your materials, and then you edit and finalize your social media reel. 2 days beforehand, start to circle dial the neighborhood, okay? So you can gather the numbers via RedX or the Novation Title app. They have a really cool way that you can grab a little area and grab those leads. Start prepping your script, okay? We've got a really cool script right in here. Post your open house reel. Okay, 1 day before the open house, check nearby showing availability. This, I think, is such a hack. So book yourself 2 showings after your open house at other listings, right? So my open house ends at 3. I'm going to book a showing at 3:45 to 4:15 at this listing, and then maybe 4:15 to 4:45 at this listing. While I'm there with my folks at the open house, I actually say, hey, here's actually some other options if this one's not quite tickling your fancy, right? Here's some other options. What do you think of this home? I actually have an appointment that nobody's taken up yet. I have one left, right? Do you want to meet me there I'm done here at 3. Do you want to meet me there at like 3:30, 3:45 and we can walk through it? Like, yes, perfect. Okay, fantastic. What's your number? Here's the address. Confirm. What's your email address? Let me send you a calendar invite for it really quick. And boom, you have an appointment with them. Even if nobody picks you up on those appointments right afterwards, right? First and foremost, say it like there's FOMO, right? I only have one appointment left at this home. Do you want to go see it with me right after this? Even if nobody picks you up on that second appointment at the other house, still go. And what are you doing there? Content, filming some social media. Cool. Okay. Door knocking the neighborhood, following up, all of that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of balloons at open houses. I would always recommend getting your balloons out there. Follow up same day, and then whoop, you go right back to the beginning, and you set up your next open house for the next week. Cool. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Erin.
Also say if you go on that's like and then ask the agent. So I've been targeting not, if you need content for, go to $1 million home. You're a new agent, choose one that's 450 or 500 because then you're going to get newer buyers.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Patrick, do you need? Yes. Okay. So Patrick asked a question on Zoom. Do you need permission from the sellers and or seller's agent in order to post content about another listing that isn't yours? No. Okay, you need permission to post content about a listing, but hang on, am I understanding your question correctly? Okay, so I may be reading your question in two different ways. First and foremost, yes, you need to get the marketing release form signed if you're going to post content about a listing that is not yours. Absolutely. At an open house, especially if it's one of our open houses, like for sure your main priority is showcasing this home, right? But you're not there to sell. You are there, I would argue, just as much to showcase that home. You are there to get clients yourselves, right? So, and build rapport with those people. So don't feel like you're doing necessarily the home a disservice by setting an appointment with somebody else at another house. You know what I mean? Okay. Cool. Let me make sure I get to my right. Okay. How are we doing? We rocking and rolling? Okay. Okay, who here has had a listing come from another listing that they've had? Now we're transitioning into leveraging a listing that you already have. How'd you do it?
I had clients that came through on the South Jordan listing, and they liked the way that the setup was, my branding, my social media, and they were like, "Well, we're actually interested in selling," and they were in the neighborhood, and they were like, "We just want to see what the inside of this house looks like," and then it turned into, "Do you want to sell our house?"
Amazing.
Happened.
That is so awesome. Teach us your ways.
Right.
That is so great. There's a lot of stats about, and I don't know the numbers. So does anybody know the numbers of like when a listing pops up in a neighborhood, how many more listings pop up right after that? Yeah, I think it's like, yeah,
Weird, yeah.
2 to 3 within the next like couple weeks, months after that.
If you see a house pop up in a neighborhood, like a suburb, start geofarming that neighborhood.
Yes.
Because there will be more.
Totally. Yep, absolutely. Just on the GeoFarm, you guys remember, like, I'm sending this out today, but on this GeoFarm thing right here, open houses can be a huge part of this. And remember, where do you go to get your content for geofarming, like letters and things like that? Where do you go to get content for that? Listingleads.com. Yep, listingleads.com will be your content for it. Okay. So let's,
Can I ask a question?
yes.
Can you hear me okay? It's like kind of loud.
Yep.
Okay, so I went and saw like the new build community yesterday, and it's like one that's really far out. And so the agent sent me like materials, and I was asking like, okay, like how much of this can I share? Because I was door knocking a certain community and said, hey, I'm gonna send out an email. So she's like, oh, you can share everything. Should I still like try and send over a marketing release if I relay information about this upcoming or?
So I guess further question, what is everything that she wanted you to share?
They have like some videos, they have flyers, pamphlets, like sent me digital ones, and then she also gave me a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I would. I would get the marketing release signed. For sure.
Okay.
Yep. I would just send it over and just say, here's the, I mean, does everybody know what the marketing release form does? Okay, so as an agent, there's this tiny one-line code in like Utah real estate law or whatever that states you cannot film or advertise another agent's listing without express written permission from the listing agent and the seller. And the seller. Yeah. It's wild. People go a little crazy about it because they get jealous. And so we created, it's on TPG Stats. I think it's also in Dotloop too. That when you have a listing or whatever, we get the marketing release form signed within the team every single time. But if you want to film content at a listing with another brokerage, send them over that marketing release form so that way you are just covered. Okay, cool. Tight. Yes, of course. Okay, so let's brainstorm. I want to brainstorm some ways that you guys in the room would market a listing in order to get another listing. Let's brainstorm. Yes. I haven't. No. Has anybody used the Boost a Listing thing on the MLS? Got it. Okay, real quick. What are we doing when you have a listing to market to get another listing? What are you doing with that listing?
For me, I always do personal touches like home upgrades. I'll also put in there home and stage, food stage fit.
Okay, so like in a flyer?
Yeah, and there'll be things like around the house, like this kitchen is updated.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so flyers. within the home, about upgrades. Okay, so this is really, really helpful when you have a open house and people are walking through it and they see, right, that is a specific target to an unrepresented buyer walking through it. They're like, damn, this guy's going above and beyond, and like, this is really cool. I love that this is, okay, what else are we doing? When we have a listing, how are we marketing it to get more listings from that listing we have? Yes, Kendall.
Wheels turning to see if they either want that house or are not happy with.
Nice. Okay, so for neighbors only, like only neighbors, only neighbor, only fans of this house. Okay, neighbors only, and then like a broker open. Broker open. Okay, what else? Maybe broker open doesn't quite get you extra listings, so I'm gonna take that off. Never mind. Okay, what else? How else are you leveraging that listing to get new listings? Open-ended social media. Tell me more.
Open-ended for me is, so it's not targeted specifically for my seller. It's kind of like I end it with, I want to know what your house is going to sell for. Like I target that as far as like doing like a video of the house, but then I also end it in some times put in within the video, like this is what this house is selling for. I want to see what yours is.
Okay, so like soliciting CMAs
Yes.
on social media.
Yeah.
Okay,
While using my current.
love it. Soliciting. I don't like that word, but I can't really think of anything else. CMAs with, or like leveraging current listing with that. Okay, I love that. Okay, what else? Keep going. Yes, Bailey.
Just a doorknock before the open house. I haven't done this, but I think I've heard other people talk about this. The doorknock after the house sells, so that you're then able to talk about the story of how the whole house sold, and how much you made or what you did for them or whatever it is that stood out.
Yes. Okay. Bingo. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I really want to show you guys. There's so many other things that there's so many things that we can do, but I think the idea of doing it before and after is critical. Who feels like they're really good at marketing their listings before they go live or like as they're live? And then once they're done and they're closed, we do nothing. You do nothing with it, right? And you're just like, okay, done, on to the next. You know what I mean? Okay, so I want to show you guys, and this is what we're going to. Has anybody seen this document? Give me a drum roll while it loads. Okay. Has anybody seen this document? This is on TPG Stats. This is called Prospecting Scripts. You see all this stuff? Okay, so before my work crush Jimmy Mackin made listingleads.com, I'm obsessed with him. I think he's genius. I mean, he literally, yeah, he's amazing. But before he made that website, I was going in and ripping off all of his scripts and putting them into this document. And so a lot of the scripts that are on that are in this this document are also on listingleads.com. But since he posted that, I've not really put too much time into. Now we just go there. Okay. This document also has some scripts from some other folks, some other brilliant people in the real estate space. And I really want to highlight this prospecting method, this circle dialing method to leverage listings that you already have. So this script right here comes from a guy named Jason Ferris who runs Frez Yes in Fresno, California. He is amazing. We love him. If you followed this script right here, this very simple 3-step listing leverage script, your listings I would guarantee within a year, you would probably get 1 or 2 additional listings from every single listing you have within a year. Guarantee. And it is so simple. Okay. So the first call right here is the announcement to the neighborhood. You can you can double down on this and send out marketing materials like coming soon, just listed, exclusive neighbor only open houses, those kinds of things. But you gotta make a call, okay? And the first call is this announcement call. You're not selling anything. You're not selling anything to these people. I wanna let you know that your neighbors blank and blank decided to list with me. You might recognize the home. It's the one on the corner with the blue shutters and the white fence. Do you know the one? Yeah, perfect. I know the one. Awesome. This is just a courtesy call to let you know that there's going to be some extra activity this weekend. We're going live this weekend. We're hosting an open house. So, I just wanted to give you a courtesy call that, there's going to be a little bit of extra traffic, but please come on through to the home. That's it. You're not asking them to do anything. You're just saying, here's the announcement. There's going to be some extra activity. Okay? In case you had any questions or concerns while I market this home, here's my phone number. Cool? The second one. This call is so important, okay? Hey, it's Maggie with the Perry Group. I called you about a week ago to let you know that your neighbor was listing their home. Did you know that it's actually already gone under contract? You're like, no, wow, that's amazing, right? Or like, some people, you'll get some grumpy people on there for sure who are like, yeah, I don't care, right? I literally don't care. You say, awesome. Well, and they're always going to ask, right? If you get them on the phone and you can get through this intro, they're almost always going to ask, what did it go under contract for? What did it sell for? And you say, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you. And legally, we can't, unless you get explicit permission from your seller. Utah is a non-disclosure state, right? Even when something sells on Zillow, like we can't see, a consumer cannot see the price that it sold for. So that is your value right here as a real estate agent. You do know that information. You do know that information. So you can say to them, hey, Utah's a non-disclosure state, not to get too in the details about it, but I can't share with you what it sold for. However, I'll make this promise to you. Once it does sell, I will call you back and let you know what it sold for. Cool? That's it. Okay? Great. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye. Right? Okay. Then you call again. Okay. And as you're doing this, right, your list of callbacks is going to go down, 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 down. For sure. Some people are going to be like, do not call me again. And you're going to say, great. I won't. Okay. Okay. But the last call is where you have the most payoff for sure. Okay. You call and you say, hey, it's Maggie with the Perry Group. I just chatted with you like 21 days ago, right after we went under contract. And I promised you that you would be one of the first people that I call to tell the story of how this all happened. Well, I mean, literally, I haven't even handed the keys off to your new neighbor, right? But I wanted to give you the update. So I'm so happy to say that it sold for blank amount, okay? And they'll say, wow, really? And this right here, so they say, what do you think of that price? If they like the price, okay, or if they don't like the price, two very different things. If they like the price, you can say something like, how much more or less do you think your home is worth? Okay, they're gonna talk about all of their upgrades, they're gonna talk about why their home maybe doesn't sell for that much. Like, oh, I know they have a pool, we don't have a pool, those kinds of things, right? Would you be open to selling your home if I could get you that price? If I could do that exact same marketing effort that I did for this home, you saw all of the activity, yada, yada, yada. If I could do that exact same thing for you and get you a price like that, does that make sense for you? Or if they hate it, you say, wow, at what price would you sell your home? Right? So it's not just like, oh, I hate that price. And you're like, okay, bye. Right? They're like, that's stupid. That's so low, blah, 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 blah. You say, oh, tell me more. Why do you think it's low? At what point would you be a seller, right? At what point would you sell your home? Okay? If they say they're not interested in selling, blah, 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 you always ask this one question. Well, it sounds like this is your forever home then. Okay? What if it's not their forever home? What do you think they're going to say? Well, no, it's not my forever home. You say, oh, well, you're a seller. At what price would you become a seller? You just go right back to the top.
This is great for like
Townhome owners is
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
That's not a forever home. Like if that is
Totally.
okay, that's fine. but,
Totally.
like,
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're in your
Yeah.
forever home.
yeah,
I'm so glad you're gonna
exactly.
grow old and die here. Amazing. Okay.
No, literally.
Okay. Yeah, in your 3-story townhome.
You'll definitely die in there if you do certain things,
Yeah,
that's for
yeah,
sure.
totally. You're gonna fall down the stairs. No. Okay, so one thing that I think is, I would love to. I know we're right at time. We're at 11:59 right now, but I want to turn it over to you guys and have you guys pick a partner to your left or to your right, and I want you to role play through at least. Well, I want you to role play through as many of these as possible, but at least the second and the third script with a partner. Okay? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit.